He's got a little bit of room. 3-on-3 going in. He chips it in behind Jim Moore. Back in. Throw up and in. Austin Cangelosi with the game winner in overtime. What a play!
In the game, Sedum will carry the puck behind his net and wait out the buzzer. They're on their feet here at the Covelli Center. And ladies and gentlemen, the Youngstown Phantoms are the 2018 Eastern Conference champions. They're going to the Clark Cup final.
Welcome to episode number 3 of Hockey People Over the Computer Getting Coffee, brought to you by our friends at Dunkin. I am joined by forward of the Cornell Big Red, former Phantom, was with the Phantoms in 17-18 and 18-19, Jack Malone. Jack, how are you, buddy?
I am doing well, Lipper. Thank you for having me today.
Well, Jack, what have you been up to since all of this craziness just kind of threw hockey season off the rails? We were talking off the air about how you guys were just getting ready to start your tournament there at Cornell.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate the way it worked out, the timing and everything. But yeah, it ended pretty abruptly. And ever since then, I think everyone's just been trying to keep busy. We're trying to stay in shape, get some workouts done while we're home, even though everything's closed. So everyone's making do with what they have. I've been fortunate enough to get some skating in up at a rink up in North Jersey. So, we sneak in there 4 or 5 guys at a time and get some ice. But besides that, it's just trying to keep yourself busy throughout the day. Everyone's learning new skills in my house. So, just trying to keep busy.
You were telling me that you were wrapping up classes as well. How were your grades, Jack? Be honest with us.
I was pretty happy with my grades this year. It's a tough place. It's tough to manage, especially with the hockey, of course, and everything. So it was tough but manageable, I'd say. And I'm glad to say that my mom was not upset with my grades this year.
Okay, that mother's approval is all we can ask for, Jack.
That's right.
You're going to get far in life if you can keep your mother happy.
That's right.
A conversation that I had with Mike Regish at one point last year, while you were still with the Phantoms, was he said to me, I need to learn that Bs are okay at a school like Cornell, okay?
That's very true.
Bs are okay, Jack.
That's right. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's right.
We're not going to judge you for Bs, okay?
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I'll do my best.
We want you to. We want you to. How was your first year of college hockey?
It was great. It was a great experience being on a team like I was on. The seniors really took all the freshmen under their wings. It was 9 of us, so we had a big class. But just the challenges, the ups and downs, everything. It was a great experience, and I definitely believe, just like the first year in the USHL, you kind of get that first year under your belt, and then you kind of try to go into the next year flying. And having that first year and all that experience. I think everyone's just going to try to use that, the freshmen at least, to their advantage next year and try to have a great year.
You've got some great ranks in your league. I don't want to say the wrong one. Is it the ECAC?
Yes, that's right.
Hey, all right. Look at me. I'm trying to learn my college hockey. I really am. You've got some great ranks in that league. Where did you, other than line? I know obviously home is where the heart is, but where was super cool to play on the road?
The cool thing about Cornell fans and the line of faithful is that they travel well. So no matter where we'd go in the ECAC, there'd always be a fan section. There'd always be a band. So in some places that aren't as far to go, especially coming from in relation to the city, some schools like Princeton in Central Jersey, I love going there. When I was younger to watch Princeton play against other teams. I had gone there when I was committed to Cornell to watch Cornell play Princeton. So, and I'd always noticed when I went to watch games there that Cornell had more fans in the stands than Princeton did. So, and then being able to see that for myself was really cool.
That's awesome. So what was the main difference that you found between college hockey and USHL hockey?
I'd say just the physicality, and the fact that almost everyone plays more years in college hockey as opposed to junior hockey, that experience shows. The juniors and seniors are playing against as a freshman who've been playing college hockey for 3 or 4 years. they're big, they're strong, and it's definitely a challenge every night. Like every night you're battling, especially for someone like myself. Like I'm battling for ice. I'm doing everything I can, and it's a challenge as opposed to the USHL, which of course is still unbelievably physical and skilled. It was just that like the older players and everything. It's a different game.
How do you feel playing in the USHL prepared you for the experience at the NCAA level?
It was great. Like having that experience in the USHL, going from my first, like the difference between my first year and my second year, and then having that to build off of going to playing college hockey. It was a great experience to be exposed to those older guys, coming in as a younger guy, and get that type of experience moving to another level, which is going to be even more physical and more fast. So it was great. It was a great experience for me. I love playing for the Phantoms. I never regret my decision to go there, and it prepared me very well.
Speaking about your experience with the Phantoms, any favorite memories stick out from your time in Youngstown?
Well, whenever anybody asks me about Youngstown, the first thing they say is how long the bus rides are. But that being said, it's true. But the bus rides were my favorite part about playing with those groups in Youngstown. It was those 18-hour bus trips to Lincoln, Nebraska, or Kearney, Nebraska, whatever it may be. Getting on the sleeper bus, which we were fortunate enough to have, and just hanging out with the boys like your best friends for 10 hours straight, stuck in the same bus. Like those memories that we have on those bus trips were absolutely unbelievable.
And you know what? I'm going to ask you a little bit about those bus trips. Let's talk about those teammates. Let's talk about the boys. Who snored the loudest? Be honest.
I don't know how it's. I was pretty locked up in my little area, so I was pretty, separate from everyone else. Everyone else kind of had their own little room, essentially, own little nook where their bed was. So it was hard to hear, but I could
That's good.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
it was great. It was great, and the noise of the bus. But I've been over guys' houses, sleeping over with guys, and Tristan Amante. I have a video at 2:00 in the morning. I want to say I couldn't sleep because this guy was next to me. I couldn't even tell you how loud it was. It was unbelievable. I kept hitting him in the face with my sweatshirt until he wake up. He would never wake up. So
I'm told the trick is you gotta like grab their pillow and just like shift their head a little bit so they change the way they're breathing.
Yeah,
I'm told that's the trick.
I should use that. I should have known that because that would have saved me about 3 hours of sleep.
Well, you see, now you know, and now you know for next time, because obviously you're still on a hockey team, you're traveling, you've got roommates, so hey, I'm here to help you out, Jack.
That's right.
Who is the team prankster? And draw on your 2 years. Draw on the 2 years you were with the team.
God, I can't think of anybody else besides Joe Abate.
Oh yes, I can see that. I can.
There were some pranks here and there, but it's just like the day in, day out stuff that just made him so funny and just so great to be around. He was a funny guy for sure, and he pull out a lot of little things on guys.
All right, here's a tricky one. If you had a sister, would you let any of your teammates date her?
Yeah. I think. Well, I do have a sister. I have two sisters actually, but
okay.
Yeah, there's some guys for sure on the team I'd let date my sisters. I don't know if Joe's one of them, but
okay. Hey, that's fair because he's a tricky one. But Joey Abate, he's a good dude. He had some big goals for Nebraska Omaha this year, and I hope to get Joey on the show at some point. So Jack, the NHL Draft is maybe coming up some point this summer, maybe. You were taken last year by the Vancouver Canucks in the 6th round. Describe your emotions for us when the Vancouver Canucks called your name and said, "Hey, we want you to be part of one of us."
It was weird because I was kind of watching going into that. I had no idea what was going to happen. I gave myself a 50-50 chance. Whatever happens. So I was kind of like watching it on and off. I didn't want to get too sucked into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up in my room, actually. My dad was watching it downstairs still, and it was getting late, so like late in the round. So I was trying to like focus on something else. And I just hear like a big scream and a cheer, and my mom was going nuts too. And it took me a second to process, but I realized what happened, and then I ran downstairs and I gave my dad a big hug, and I saw that my name was on the board and I was taken by Vancouver. I was very excited. I made some quick phone calls to some important people in my life and let them know firsthand, and it was a great experience for sure.
That's awesome, man. So, Trevor Kuntar, Ben Schoen, Colin Purcell, they could have their names called this year. What would you tell them about the draft process to maybe help them get through the day?
Yeah, sure. It's like I was fortunate enough to get drafted, but at the same time, I'd still be sitting here today and playing hockey at Cornell, and like they are great schools. So it's not the end of the world. Just I'd say try to keep your mind on other things and don't get too sucked into it. But it's tough not to at times because it's a big deal. But just try to keep your mind elsewhere, and if it happens, great. But if not, then you'll still be sitting in the same spot a year from now.
So Trevor's going to be at Harvard next year. You're at Cornell. How's that going to go?
Harvard was a close second for my favorite place to go because it's such a great experience to play there.
Okay.
It's a great rink, and again, like we have great traveling fans, so it's going to get rowdy both there at Harvard and also at Cornell for sure. Those are two of the biggest games. Like when we go there, it's one of their biggest games, and when they come to us, it sells out. It's one of the craziest atmospheres I've ever seen in my life. So he'll get that firsthand next year when he comes to Lina, and it's going to be really exciting to play against one of my best friends, and he's a competitor, and I really look forward to playing him.
Now, obviously, you've had a year of college hockey. I mean, but even in the USHL, you probably played against guys that you played at the lower levels of junior against, or they were your teammates. Now they're your opponents. What's that like?
I think everyone's mentality is the same. Like as far as you could be like your best friends on the ice, or off the ice. But then as soon as you step on the ice, it doesn't matter who you're playing, who you're friends with. The goal becomes to win. And if your friend's on the other team, then, so be it. You got to take them down. That's got to be the mentality. So it's strange having some teammates say, like I played against Craig this year, Craig Needham.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to Craig every day still. And, but going into games like that, when they're on the other team, you kind of forget all about that and you just try to play.
So if you and Craig went into the corner for a puck, who came out with it?
I don't know. Craig's shifty. I don't know what Craig might pull up on me or something. Make some contact that he'll shimmy away from me. I don't know. But playing against him was a lot of fun for sure. We got into it a little bit at times, and it was fun to talk about after the game.
I'm going to let you give a shout out to your billet family from the Phantoms, because obviously without our billet families, we couldn't do anything that we do in the USHL. So talk to us about your billets.
Yeah, the Lasivitas, Dan, Natalie, Jordan, and Danny are, still one of the most special people to me in my life. I mean, the fact that they're able to open their house up and let some stranger live there for 2 years, I can never thank them enough. They gave me the opportunity to live out one of my dreams, play junior hockey. And I'm looking forward to going and seeing them back in Youngstown as soon as I can this summer. So I look forward to seeing him. I talk to him a lot still as well. I'm always FaceTiming Jordan and saying hi. So obviously can never thank them enough, but I miss them for sure.
Before we let you go, any Netflix or Hulu recommendations for us to help get us through the craziness here, stuck at home?
Well, I watched Outer Banks and that was okay. I think everyone's gonna see that eventually though. But I just finished Peaky Blinders as well.
Yes.
Which is not as popular of a show or as hot of a show, I'd say. But if you're looking for a good,
it should be
5 seasons so far, 6 episodes a season. You can bang it out pretty quick, and it's a great series. It's really good.
Hey, Jack, by order of the Red Right Hand, okay?
Yeah, that's right. By order of the Peaky Blinders. So,
I'm Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. This is Cornell forward Jack Malone, and you have been watching Hockey People Over the Computer Getting Coffee. It's brought to you by Dunkin. Jack, thank you so much for joining us here, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your quarantine. I hope that you can stay in shape, and I hope you have a great sophomore season at Cornell.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, Lipper.
All right, everybody. We will catch you with our next episode. Stay tuned. I think we're going to have Steve Ruggiero on for episode 4. Sound out. Fade to black.